We can send humans to space, we can split the atom, but we still cannot explain how they built this. The Great Pyramid of Giza. For over 3,800 years, it was the tallest structure on Earth. It contains an estimated 2.3 million stone blocks. Each one weighs between 2.5 and 80 tons. And according to the timeline most historians accept, it was built in roughly 20 years. That means one block placed every 2 minutes, every single day, for 20 years, without cranes, without steel, without electricity. So the question isn't just how, the question is whether what we think we know is even possible. The limestone blocks used in the pyramid came from a quarry less than a mile away, but the granite blocks used in the inner chambers were transported from Aswan. That's over 500 miles. Some of these granite blocks weigh over 60 tons. To put that in perspective, a modern freight truck can carry about 20 tons. In 2014, a discovery changed how archaeologists understood pyramid construction. A painted tomb scene at a site called El Berche showed workers pulling a massive statue on a wooden sled, while one worker pours liquid in front of it. Scientists confirmed this was wet sand. When sand is moistened to the right consistency, it reduces friction by up to 50%, making it far easier to drag heavy objects. Archaeologist Mark Lenner, who has spent decades excavating Giza, found evidence of worker villages near the site. These were not slaves. The evidence shows skilled, organized laborers who were fed, housed, and even given medical care. The Nile likely played a major role in transportation as well. Researchers believe a now extinct branch of the Nile ran close to the Giza Plateau, allowing massive blocks to be transported by boat rather than dragged entirely overland. Mainstream archaeology offers 3 primary theories for how the pyramid was built. None of them alone fully explains everything, and that's what makes this so fascinating. Theory 1. The external ramp. Workers would build a massive mud brick ramp leading up to the pyramid, dragging blocks up and placing them layer by layer. The problem? To reach the upper levels, the ramp itself would need to be almost as large as the pyramid. That would require more material and labor than the pyramid itself. Theory 2, the internal spiral ramp. Architect Jean-Pierre Houdin proposed that workers used an internal ramp spiraling inside the pyramid itself. This solves the volume problem. And in 2007, a French architectural firm used 3D computer modeling to show this was structurally feasible. Microgravimetry tests of the pyramid also showed anomalies consistent with internal voids, possibly the spiral itself. Theory 3. Modular teams. Based on evidence from worker villages, researchers proposed that the pyramid was built by rotating teams of workers, approximately 10,000 people at a time, organized into named gangs with clear hierarchies. This explains the logistical scale and speed. Here's where it gets genuinely strange. The pyramid is aligned to true north with an accuracy of 0.05 degrees. Modern GPS technology would struggle to do better. How did ancient Egyptians without compasses achieve this? The leading theory is astronomical observation tracking the position of circumpolar stars. Possible, but it would require remarkable precision sustained over years. The outer casing stones, the pyramid's original smooth surface, fit together with gaps of less than half a millimeter. That precision rivals modern machining tolerances. Archaeologist Flinders Petrie, who surveyed the pyramid in the 1880s, was so stunned by this accuracy that he spent years trying to understand it. He never fully could. And then there's the king's chamber. It sits 43 meters above the pyramid's base. Inside, there are 2 narrow shafts pointing toward specific stars. Orion's Belt, and the North Star, Thuban, as they would have appeared in 2500 BCE. Whether this was intentional, symbolic, or functional remains debated. But the alignment exists. Perhaps most puzzling, in 2017, a team using cosmic ray muon imaging, a technology used to scan inside volcanoes and Fukushima reactor cores, discovered a previously unknown void inside the Great Pyramid. It's at least 30 meters long. No one knows what it is. Given the anomalies, it's no surprise that alternative theories exist. Let's look at the most prominent ones and be clear about where they stand. Theory 1, a lost advanced civilization. This theory proposes that a pre-Ice Age civilization, far more advanced than anything we've found, built the pyramids. And that history has a missing chapter. Supporters point to astronomical alignments and architectural sophistication as evidence. Critics argue the archaeological record shows a clear developmental sequence, from simple mastabas to step pyramids to true pyramids, leaving no room for a mystery civilization. The evidence doesn't support it, but the question it raises, how did they do this so precisely, is still worth asking. Theory 2, ancient concrete. This theory proposes that the blocks weren't carved and dragged at all. They were cast in place, like concrete, from a mixture of limestone aggregate and a natural binder. A small number of geologists support this. However, analysis of the block's microstructure found them consistent with naturally occurring limestone, not cast material. Most geologists reject this theory, but a minority still debates it. Theory 3, sound or levitation. Some theories propose that the Egyptians used sound vibration or magnetic levitation to move the blocks. There is no archaeological, physical, or historical evidence for either. These remain speculation. The honest conclusion: the mainstream evidence strongly supports human construction, organized labor, wet sand, ramps, and the Nile, but the engineering precision remains genuinely unexplained at its finest details. In 2023, researchers confirmed that an ancient waterway, a now dried branch of the Nile, ran directly alongside the Giza Plateau. This is the most recent major piece of evidence. It doesn't solve everything, but it adds another layer to a picture we're still assembling. The Great Pyramid was built by humans. The archaeology makes that clear, but the how, the full, precise, step-by-step how, remains one of the most extraordinary unsolved questions in human history, which means the people who built this were ordinary laborers, engineers, and architects, accomplished something we still can't fully explain, and that might be the most remarkable fact of all. If this made you think, subscribe. Every week we look at the things history left behind, because before us something incredible happened.